Hello, my name's Luke Evans and I'm here playing the Hobbit Lego computer game, and I'm playing my character, Bard the Bowman. Not doing very well at it though, fortunately.
What do we do now?
Hold your breath.
Hold my breath? What do you mean?
So, for people who haven't seen Desolation of Smaug yet, can you just frame where this is in the film, what's happened here?
Well, this is the Dwarves escaping from the Mirkwood realm, and they've been chased down the river by orcs and elves, and they've climbed ashore, and they meet the first human in the Hobbit.
So who is this absolute badass here? Is he? So when you signed on for The Hobbit, did you think you would ever be recreated in Lego minifigure form?
It didn't even cross my mind, no. But he looks great. I'm quite impressed.
It's actually your voice as well.
It's my voice as well, yeah, which I think really makes the game, actually. The fact that
there's a lot more emotion to it.
Yeah, instead of it being somebody else. It's good. I didn't realise Lego moved so animated.
They've become much more nimble over time.
They really have, yeah.
Malleable plastic.
Yeah, the hair's not so malleable.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a mullet, isn't it?
It's like a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to skip this.
So who's the character of Bard?
Bard's well, he's a human. He's one of the only humans in The Hobbit that Tolkien wrote about. And if only his boat moved as nimble as this one did, I'd have got to Laketown much quicker. Yeah, so he's a human, and he lives in this place here. This is a wonderful place called Laketown.
See, it looks quite picturesque from the outside, but it's not so much
Dickensian and pretty from the outside. But the deeper you get in, the darker it is.
It becomes quite a dangerous place in some sense.
Yeah, well, it's a controlled state. It's a very corrupt place. It's run by a very greedy master of Laketown who basically hoards all the weapons and the money to make his people quite vulnerable, and they can't fight for themselves, they can't do anything. So Bard, as you can see in this wonderful animation, that he's actually trying to make a buck for himself under the cloak of darkness. He's bringing in these dwarves in barrels.
So when you first meet him, he's almost kind of a little bit of an ambiguous character, a little bit roguish. You don't know whether you can trust him or not.
Well, that's the point of him, I think. You realise he's a bit of a sort of Robin Hood sort of character, and I think because you don't really know whether he's good or bad, I think sort of the good thing about Bard is the longer the film goes on, the more you sort of get to know him, really. You know, as the story goes on, you realise he's more than just a lowly bargeman. He's actually, his ancestors is one of his ancestors are one of the only people that had a go at the dragon and killed the dragon. And yeah, so you realise he comes from quite a sort of famous background, but because his ancestor Girion, who I also played, I can talk about that now. He failed to kill the dragon, and so his family, his ancestors were all sort of ousted, and they weren't respected anymore.
Ostracised slightly.
Ostracised from society, yeah. So Bard's basically got nothing left. But what he does have hidden away in his little kitchen is the Black Arrow, which is what we sort of see at the end of...
It's a very famous weapon, isn't it, in Tolkien mythology?
Yeah, it's an incredibly famous weapon, yeah.
So it is an expanded role in the third film, because towards the end of... It's almost like his destiny awaits him at the end of the second movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he leads his people. He's an unlikely hero. He's doing it for his kids. That's the most important factor about Bard, is that he is a hero. No. Yes. Go on, Balin. Go on, Graham McTavish. Oh, look at that. He doesn't need any help. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so he's basic objective, Bard, is to look after his kids, and he can't do that alone, and he's also realizes in the third film, you know, there's he's not just his kids he has to look after, but I can't talk about it anymore because I'll spoil it.
Were you quite familiar with the source material beforehand, or did you have to go into a period of like kind of research to get up clued up?
I read the book. Yeah, I'd already read the book when I was a kid. God, it's like I've played this before, isn't it? It's amazing I'm doing this. It's just brilliant. Yes, I read the book, and then when I got the film again, when I got the film, I went back and read the book, and then got the script, and we had such a great script that it was. So you put the book down, then you start reading the book. Reading the script. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at the same time. Multitasking is not one of my best qualities.
Did you jump at the role? Because doing a film like The Hobbit,
like this?
Doing a film like The Hobbit is such a different proposition than, you know, a straightforward movie, because you're entering a world that has a very passionate fan base. All the sort of things that come from being part of like a film, a trilogy that's going to last for decades and decades. Or did you just jump at it right away?
Oh, see, look, I've got guards coming at me now. Like, this is not good. This is not good. I'm going to have to sort out a bit. Look, he's fighting himself over there. What? Say again? I'm killing dwarves. What's going on?
I'm going to let you concentrate on the important things.
Right there. I need to go there. Look, and then I need to do something there, like bash it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Carry on. What?
I can't remember what I was saying now.
Yep. See, this game is brilliant. Right. Okay.
So what was the actual Laketown like to film in? How much was it actually built? How much was realised with computers?
It was the biggest set that they built for The Hobbit. The biggest one altogether. And we had to build it and then destroy it, or not destroy it. Well, once we destroyed it, we incinerated it. But we built it, and then we had to move to a different part of the film, and so we needed the King Kong studio, which is the biggest sound studio in the Southern Hemisphere, and so they rebuilt it a few times, and so I got to move around Laketown. That looked nothing like the first Laketown I worked on, and they were huge. You could get in a boat and row around the set. It was a lake inside a studio, which is mad, right?
Yeah. Was there some green screen used? Have you got experience with doing green screens?
It's all real. There was a lot of green screen, but I mean the set that I worked on, Laketown, was completely there. There was no faking it. The only green screen you saw was in the distance, so that around the side of the set, you could superimpose the lakeshore, you know, because obviously we weren't shooting outside. So
was it trickier working with the other actors because you were the only human? Obviously, the height difference. Did they have to like engineer a force perspective?
Those days were probably the hardest, and I think even if you asked Ian McKellen, anybody that had to work on the scale issue, it was hard. It was really difficult because they put me on a green screen set alone, and then they'd put the dwarves, or the actors playing the dwarves, Richard Armitage, Jimmy Nesbitt, Aidan Turner, and so on and so forth. They put them on a larger scale size of my house. Say we do a scene in the second film where I give them all these weapons. If I don't do this fast enough, I'm going to lose a lot of points. It's very, very hard doing this. You know. Anyway, so that would be a very lonely day. I'd be on a green screen alone and be talking to little pictures of them with lights above their heads, and they'd be in another room, and all I'd hear is in my earpiece, I'd hear them acting. So it was quite a lonely day, that. But the effect at the end is mesmerizing because Peter was able to merge the two screens together, and then he'd be able to see, you know, me looking at what looked like I was looking at the dwarves, but I actually wasn't. I was looking at a little image of a dwarf on a piece of paper.
What was it like working with Peter? Were you ever associated with when Del Toro was attached, or only when Peter took it?
No, I think I must have auditioned when Del Toro was doing it, but I didn't hear anything for a very long time. I don't know what I'm doing here. They're doing some circus moves here. I'm not sure. No, hold on.
Is that in the third film?
This is... They do a lot of this stuff. Dwarves when they're bored. Is Peter in Lego in this?
I know. I hope he makes a cameo. He should make a cameo.
He really should. He's famous for his cameos in his films. And he's got some great cameos in The Hobbit. Most of them in my scenes, I'll hasten to add. Listen, he's just a very fun person to be around, and you know he knows this story and this film better than anybody, and to be around people that have that much enthusiasm is just quite a lovely thing to you feed off it as an actor, and he's very fun to be around, and I'm sure he'd have fun playing this. I think probably more than I would.
We are in grave danger.
The world is in grave danger. I fear for you.
If this is to end in fire, then we will all burn together. You can't give up now!